Good to see you.
Carmen! I'm so happy to see you. I still can't believe it's been like 6 years.
Seriously,
I
time
mean,
flies.
It really has flown.
Yeah.
It's really fun. When I heard about Vida, I was very excited about the project, and they sent me some copies to watch.
Oh,
And I'm looking at it, and I'm going, God, visually this thing looks fantastic. And then I interviewed Tanya, and she talks about her DP, but she doesn't mention the name. But I'm thinking, the only person who could be doing this has to be Carmen. And then, then I found out. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful
you.
to watch.
Thank you.
How did you get into this project?
I got Vida through my agent. My agent, Madi Paola at APA, Chrisanne Verges, which is one of our producers, she reached out and they wanted a female cinematographer. And I also happen to be Latina, so that, I mean, it was like the two good things in one. And they sent me the original pilot that they shot, and I studied it, and then I read the screenplay and filled the story. And when I showed up, I gave them an excellent pitch. I nailed it. So they gave me the opportunity, which I'm really grateful, because as you know, Narcos, I worked for 10 episodes, but I was the second unit DP. So I wanted something where I was the head DP, where I could like decide the whole look and feel of the entire show from scratch. And that's the freedom that I got on Vida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no, the palette is just really wonderful. I mean, even though I'm watching it at home, on not on a big screen or anything, and there's a scene that has stayed with me. The scene in the tub with Sid.
We said episode 3.
That it was the way it was shot. You really felt the vulnerability of that character. And that all overhead stuff, and I was like, you already know, I think you're a master at this, so how did you set that shot up? I mean, because it's such a intricate part of the whole storyline.
Episode 3 and the whole Sarah aspect, it was a very let me back it up. Episode 3 with the whole series storyline, it was a challenge because we wanted to portray her grief, but yet we didn't want to be melodramatic. And that is the challenge, especially in like Latin content. As you know, it can go very melodramatic. So I felt that a big part about it was showing in the extreme close-ups, which we did a lot, the vulnerability that you see and the emotion, but in a subtle way, like being right there. But the shot about the bathtub, just like the shot of her in the bed, they were very wide shots. I think we used the 18mm, and we put it as high as we could on the soundstage, because it was about showing this woman alone and naked, which is, I mean, it doesn't get more vulnerable than that. And then of course with the moody and dim light, because I felt that, symbolically, once her wife died, the light went out of her life, because she took that connection. And now these two, her daughters that are moved in, which to Sarah's character, I mean, they're very, very mean to her. So it's like it's dealing with all this darkness and all this negativity and rejection. And that's why we wanted to portray her like that. It was about showing how her world really was just complete, and she was just alone and not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, which eventually she will see. But she really did a great job. And we also wanted to be very tasteful, because she was going to be naked. And I love that on Vida we have all types of bodies. We represent all the different Latinas, LGBT aspects. So it's really, really a great thing as a cinematographer to be able to capture that. And my other second favorite emotionally was on episode 4, the bus scene. Did you see that episode? I love that show, because again, just visually it tells a whole story of like this woman and then Lynn at the end of the bus after this whole day. And spoilers.
Starz was really wonderful. They sent me all 6 episodes, and I just watched all 6 of them that same evening. And so I was really in tune with the whole storyline and everything. And congratulations on season 2.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we're very excited, and now we're getting 10 episodes. So.
10 episodes. Oh,
yeah, it's almost double. Yeah.
yes, fantastic.
Yeah.
Are you the DP for all of them, or?
No, I'm gonna be the head DP, but now that it's 10, I'm gonna be alternating with Ava Berkowski, who is also an amazing cinematographer. She's the DP on Insecure, and this is good because it's gonna give us the time to really, pay more attention to our directors as they come in, and I'll be able to do laundry and have a life. Which on season 1, that was the challenge because, being the only DP, I had to do the scouts on the weekends. I didn't get to spend that much time with the directors. It was like a speed dating. It's like, nice to meet you. I hope I love you. And if not, I'm going to fake that I love you. And we're going to get through this thing as best as we can. So that was tough. But I think I lucked out. I lucked out that I had really good directors on season 1. This year, actually, my first project of the year was Catalina Aguilar Mastreta's feature film. And she directed episode 5 on Vida, and now she's coming back for season 2 with 4 episodes. That's how much I love her. She's great. So I'm lucky that I got to work with her on her feature in Mexico this year. And with Rose Trochet, our director of episode 4 and 6, I did a virtual reality piece in Rome, and we're in touch, and I love her. I mean, I had such good directors, so I'm very happy about that.
You're a busy woman. But why not? You're very talented, and we already know how things are in Hollywood, especially when it comes to female cinematographers.
Yes.
In the 6 years that we've spoken about this, have you seen any kind of changes? Anything where you can really go, there's something happening?
Yes, in the 6 years ever since we spoke, I see a change for the better in regards to the respect about women and female empowerment in the film industry. I think people are finally opening their eyes and starting to see us as equal. Of course, there's lots of work to be done, but at least, I see those baby steps, and there's a lot more incentives, and people are now making an effort in the hiring process to give opportunities to women. And we're proving, a show like Vida, for instance, is a perfect example of how a group of women can all do a successful series together. And I think, sometimes people have asked us in the panels, like, why are all the heads of department females? Do you have something against men? And that's not the statement that we're trying to say. It's not about tipping the balance to the other way, although we kind of need to tip it at least to balance it out. But the statement that we're trying to make to people is like, if there was ever any doubt that women could do this, then now look at us. There's not one ingredient there that doesn't work, and we're getting along perfectly. Because as you know, women, we're very nurturing, we are collaborators, we're passionate, and we can multitask like no one. So that's like the other thing that we have.
No argument from me.
Yes.
I mean, that statement was just really great. I know you do some mentoring also with hopefully up and coming filmmakers.
See.
How do you find time to even do that?
The mentoring is challenging because indeed, this year and lately, my schedule, it's really rolling from project to project. Last Thursday I wrapped an action feature. On Thursday I'm going to start an HBO pilot, and then I'm starting season 2 of Vida. So I really get very little time off, but I am a night owl. So at least as far as taking phone calls, answering emails, I have a group of filmmakers that I've been mentoring over the years. So I still check their things. They send me the reels, they send their progress, or I bring them to set. Like on this action feature, I brought in 3 different people that they wanted the opportunity to work. And actually one of them, I ended up moving it up to camera operator. He started as an intern. Then he moved up to second AC because he was that good and that passionate. Then he moved up temporarily to our department because he wanted to try that out. And then my other operator, my big cam operator, had to book a job, and we were towards the end of the series. I'm like, I think you're ready to operate. So I tested him one day and hire. So officially now he's gonna get the operator credits, and I'm really happy of him. That's a really good friend of mine, Wes. And I do the same thing, with different girls. I mean, I think it's all about promoting and see the true talent of people. Because I think that's what mentorship is. It's not just about giving the opportunity, but really giving the opportunity to shine for their own and place them in an environment that is safe, that is healthy, and that you're gonna pat them in the back and tell them, look, it's okay. If you're not confident about something, we got you. And I also do a lot of public speaking. Last month I was at the Hollywood and Film Diversity panel, In Atlanta, I taught a workshop at the Rule the Set. We also taught a workshop in Costa Rica, as you know. Like, I try to go everywhere. Every time I just try and squeeze it. Or interviews like this. Like, I really love what you do with Cefija, because your content is always inspiring people and showing, you know, not just like the success stories, but the tips of how these people manage to do what they do. And I think that's what everybody needs to hear and see, that it's not that difficult and that everybody really can get that opportunity to fulfill their dreams, but we all just have to be patient and strategic. Nothing is like plants, as you say. I love plants. No plants grow overnight. It takes a lot of TLC and persistence. Same thing goes for a career and your art. You have to nurture it with passion, and you have to work on it every day and just go with the flow and be patient with it, and it will blossom.
That's so true. That is so true. Some time back, we had also spoken about future plans of yours, which, I mean, it's 6 years later, but I mean, producing and I don't know, I can't remember if we talked about writing.
You have such good memory. Excellent memory, yes.
So where's all of that?
Okay, I'll get you up to speed with that. So as far as the writing, last year I took 3 months out of the year to write, and I went every day to the library. I say no to every job, and after I wrote this feature film, I still suck just as much as I sucked 6 years ago. So like, writing is really not my thing. I love it, but I have to be objective. What I wrote was such a piece of So I'm aborting that plan. But I did open a production company. It's called Skyway Pictures, and I did acquire, like, you know, the rights to different screenplays that I really love, that are properly written by people who actually have the talent, and I've been packaging them, and now I'm gonna begin pitching them. Like, there's been a lot of the polishing. One of those is a TV show called No Kill, which I love, and I'm gonna begin pitching it first to Starz, and I'm gonna hit HBO and take it from there. So at least on the producing side, there's been that. And as you know, throughout these years, like, I'm always a cinematographer by title, but I do act a little bit like a producer, because what is producing? I think producing is making things happen, connecting the dots, figuring out like how you get this from point A to point B. And I think regardless of the title that you're on set, I think of any project like my own baby, and I want to bring in my own and be a team player. So I do connect a lot of these dots, and I get things like, for this HBO pilot, I got them the coloring sponsored by MTI, which are the ones that color VIDA, and they're amazing. I recommend everybody MTI film as a coloring facility, so they're going to be doing this pilot and so forth. So I feel on the producing side there's been like a yeah, on the writing side.
Well, you know, we all have to recognize our limitations.
Yes.
Limitations.
Yes.
And Carmen, you know, I know you're a busy person, so I just want to say,
never too busy for you, Angela.
oh, gracias. And well, I feel like a proud mama.
See.
And you know, thank you for sitting here with me this morning, and I hope we do this again soon.
I hope so too.
And
Thank you so much.
Take care.
I appreciate you very much. Yes, and thank you for my first interviews back in the day. It's so good to see you.
Thank you.